Hey everybody, Adam Ant here. I wanted to give you a quick demo of the new dynamic item system. This system was really designed for Seers for creating events and quests, so they wouldn't have to come to development and say, I need this item, I need that item. They can now create dynamic items in the game and then spawn them or drop them on NPCs. And Seers have always been able to, add an item with some ID, or add a static, and they could hue it and they could give it a name. But that was pretty much the extent. There was a couple other attributes, properties they could set, like movable or visible, but you were really limited. Stacking items and then unstacking them is really out of the question for anything that doesn't exist as a bona fide item in the game. So this new system removes that barrier and allows Seers to come up with an idea for a new item. It'll be stackable. They can cut them up and use them in their quests. Okay, so let's take one example here. We have a quest going to be coming online pretty soon, and it involves healing herbs. So for healing herbs, you've really got these four graphics. You've got a north-facing herb, south-facing herb, north-facing stack, and a south-facing stack. So you've got four different IDs here. And so what we're going to do to create that item is we're just going to add a stackable item, and its name is going to be a healing herb, and then the first ID is the single version, or one of the two single versions. The next one is the stacked graphic. The next one is the other single version. Remember, we had east and north, and then we have the corresponding stacked versions. So we're going to create a stackable item with a name and the different facings for the single and stacked versions. And the /s here really just tells the item how to present plurals. So if it was something like with a grape graphic, or let's just say it was grapes, even though we have grapes in the game, it would be /es, or /s tells us it's just a simple plural. Okay, so let's try that. We're gonna create one of these things. We're gonna create some healing herbs. We're gonna support all of these different graphics, and they will stack, and then we can cut them up. So let's try it. Okay, so we have our healing herb here. All right, we can create a couple of them. All right, now let's grab one. I really hate trying to grab these things. All right, I'm going to drop it in my backpack. All right, so there it is in my backpack. Now remember, the second item ID here is for the stacked version of this item ID, which that happens to be. So let's grab another one, drop it in my backpack, and there we have two healing herbs. And as you can see, it's properly pluralized. If we were just to click on one of these guys, you would just get a healing herb. So now they're stacking. They're giving us the correct stacked graphic. It's working. The other thing the dynamic item system supports is scissors to break up the stack. Okay, so you double click your scissors, you target the stack, and there you go. We've got 3 healing herbs here. Okay, so this works well for quests. You can have NPCs, you know, count them up as you bring them back, and it makes for sort of a nice experience. The other thing we have here on Angel Island and Siege are template spawners, and these are compatible with template spawners. So after you have created one of these things, it becomes a bona fide item within the game. All right, so let's try that. So we're going to add a spawner, and we're just going to put, we have these template spawners, so they will spawn something based on a template. I'm going to put something completely innocuous in here, an apple, don't care. But we're going to spawn one of these healing herbs here, and that'll be our template. This is also a little demo of a new feature in our template spawners, which will be key for utilizing these dynamic items. Okay, so we're going to zip over here to template item. Okay, so we're going to target one of these healing herbs. All right, so we have a healing herb as our template item. Now, the new feature of our template spawners is you have 2 options for the way that this thing is used as a template. The first one just copies any of the properties in the template to the thing you are spawning. So in our case, it's an apple. So they would get the common properties, hue, weight, you know, all the simple properties. But for our dynamic items, we really want to have the style be dupe, which really creates a whole new one of these dynamic items. The apple in this equation isn't really used. It's a placeholder in the spawner. But we want to get all of the behaviors and attributes of the template. In this case, healing herb. Okay? So we're going to say dupe. So we're going to get the style of dupe. We have a template item, which is one of these healing herbs. All right, so we are all set. Well, let me set the count. Yeah, we're going to have a bunch of them here so we can see them. And there we go. Now we have all these healing herbs. So our quest begins. A player can run up. They've been requested to collect these, and if they can pick them up, there we go, drop one in there, and they stack up nicely, as you can see. So that's kind of it. You've dynamically created a stackable item. It can be scissored. It can be counted up by NPCs, and no developer needed to be tapped to create, this thing. And the beauty of this system is that it works with anything you could find in UO Fiddler. Any graphics in here you want, like these skulls, or these test tubes. Anything that you want to make a dynamic item, you can. Being stackable, though, you typically want something that has 2 graphics which can sort of emulate stacking. Like we have something that looks like a single item here, and this looks like 3 of them. So visually, it looks like a stack when you go from this to this. That might be less clear with the skulls or that example, but there are other things that would work well, like mushrooms. So let's find our mushrooms. Okay, we're going to search for mushrooms. Okay. Now we have a single mushroom here and a group of mushrooms here. So this will actually work pretty well. Like if you want to do red mushrooms, here's your one, here's your two. So we have a bunch of options here, but we're gonna use this as our single mushroom and this as our plural mushrooms. Okay. So again, this item does not exist in the game. We're going to create it dynamically, put it on a spawner, have those available to us, and let's just see how that works. So we're going to add a stackable. No, we don't want truffles. Oh yeah, we do want truffles. Yeah, we're calling these truffles, not mushrooms. So high-end mushrooms. So again, here's the single mushroom graphic, and here is the mushroom stack. Okay, so let's add a couple of those. All right, we got some mushrooms here. The pigs are going to be very happy. All right, and again, I dropped these in my backpack. There's one, a truffle. We drop another one in the backpack, and now we have 2 truffles. All right, so it works just like the healing herbs, and like I was saying, you can use this for any graphics in the Yo Fiddler that exist. It's really up to you to decide to make choices which will be visually appealing to the user. Okay, and again, our scissors will work here. It's kind of the new standard for these stackable items. You just target the mushrooms, and there you go. Now you've got 2 truffles. Okay, and again, you can put these. You can now take one of these. Let's just go ahead and do it really quick. Let's add a spawner. Okay, we'll say apple again because we're going to dupe. Apple props, and now we're going to set the template of this to be the truffle. So we're going to get over here to template item. We're going to set the template item to one of these guys. Yep, see, it sucks it away to the internal map for safekeeping. Template style, we don't want copy properties because the intersection of an apple and a truffle is not terribly useful. When we use copy properties, it's usually if you want to spawn a katana and then your template is like a high-end vanquishing katana or something. That's when you use copy properties. But here we're really creating a whole new thing, and so we want to use dupe. All right, we're ready. And let's set this up to, I want a bunch of these. Total respawn. There we go. So if you're a seer, this is really what you want. You're able to create items on the fly. They have amounts associated with them when they stack, so your quest system can count them up and then award players with whatever points you want. Okay, that's really the demo for our Angel Island Siege folks. This will be online probably later tonight or tomorrow, but there you have it. Bye.